MVP. And Justin Timberlake, a star of screen and stage, all here in Lake Tahoe for the American Century Championship. This Saturday, star power is everywhere as the likes of Justin Timberlake highlights. Justin Timberlake played early on Friday. Here on Saturday, a second shot at the par 4-6.
Really good shot. He loves his golf, works at it very hard out of the fairway bunker there.
So after that wonderful approach, off with the wedge, on with the putter, and Timberlake finishes it off in style.
Yeah, take a look at how good these greens are rolling this week. What a three.
Three for Timberlake, which is worth 3 points. And a nice soft toss with the putter. Treat that gently, Justin. You're going to need it throughout the day. Over at the ninth, Justin Timberlake playing his second shot.
Yep. Skipped his tee shot right through the corner of the bunker. A little bit of an uphill lie here. Very important to swing up the slope, not stick the club in the ground. He did just a little bit there, but not too bad.
At the ninth, third shot for Justin Timberlake.
From the closely mown area, right in front of the green here. He'll hit a low one, try and skip it back to the hole. Very well done, Justin.
So he'll have a chance to pick up a point and make par at 9. What a week it has been for Justin Timberlake here at the American Century Championship. After playing in the Pro-Am on Thursday, flew down to San Diego for Comic-Con, promoting a movie, and he came back. Played golf on Friday, his opening round at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. Then he flew to Orlando for a private concert on Friday night, and then after the concert, flew back, arrived here around 4 o'clock this morning, and was on the tee at 9:45. Justin Timberlake really showing, Mark, how passionate he is about playing here at the American Century Championship with all this travel in the middle of it.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. Okay, he's not sitting in row 32C, middle seat, I will say that, flying back and forth. But still, it's got to wear on you. It shows me how important this is to him to be in this field, and I think it's just a great tribute to American Century and everything they've done to make him want to be here that much.
Justin Timberlake playing with Alfonso Ribeiro.
And back to 9.
After that wonderful pitch shot by Justin Timberlake, he has a chance to pick up a point and make par at 9.
Yeah, Mark, I was going to comment on that pitch shot. That was quite a nice play, reminiscent of what you would see on the PGA Tour. Good weight, had a little bit of spin on it. So Justin's been working on that part of his game.
I think he manages his way around the course very well. He plays to his strengths. He plays, the game the way that most, amateurs ought to play and not try shots that you really can't pull off. And that was a good example of it there. He's hit this one firm. Okay, just like that. That's a good par.
And par means one more point for Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake.
Probably, yeah.
Getting set for a second shot.
Trying to take advantage of a beautiful tee shot. Had great trajectory, had the driver out. Not the longest of hitters, so the other two players took less than driver. Only 114 yards left. Got to carry it about 108 minimum to get it on the right shelf.
I'll be really good. Hard now. Hard bite. That's good.
I would call that good. Chance for a 3 there for Justin.
See what happens there. Back to 10.
Justin Timberlake has a birdie opportunity at 10.
And Mark, I know we touched on it a little bit yesterday, but a handful of players have remarked just how fast the greens are this week. It's probably the fastest that they've seen them thus far in the number of events that they've played.
Yeah, watch this putt right here. Oh, that's got too much speed. But you're right, Jimmy. I mean, Nota, that's one of the reasons why the scoring is so good. I think these greens.
Sort of what people expect him to be able to do on the golf course as exceptional, and that's got to add a whole other layer of pressure to him.
Yeah, I think it does. I also thought he made a little mistake a couple years ago by saying he really felt like in a couple years he could. It really was remarkable. And you think about the span of years in between those wins. Amazing.
Justin Timberlake on the tee at 11.
I like this play. Doesn't have enough firepower to get it there, but trying to get as close as he can in scoring position. And this should be perfectly down the right center.
That was a really good swing, Nota.
Yeah, I saw quite a few of those on the range this morning. He's real comfortable with where he's at with his golf swing and has hit quite a few nice drives thus far.
Conversely noted, Steph has had some issues with the driver.
For a birdie there, we go over to 11.
Tricky shot for Justin Timberlake, his third at 11.
You could hear him say it hopped. Yesterday, Jimmy, when he caught the slant in from Steve Young, as we go back to 11.
Justin Timberlake for 1 point and his par. So another point for Justin. NBA.
Uphill, 100 and what do we say? About 145 to clear that bunker, Nota?
Yeah, Jimmy, that sounds about right for today. It's hard not to get just infatuated with the scenery and the weather. It's just a great atmosphere out here for these players today.
This one requires a quality golf shot, though, Nota. This is a very wide green, the 12th, but not very deep. So you've got to be pretty precise with your distance control.
This one just 20 paces deep, the whole location, 8 steps on and 10 from the right.
Yeah, problems do get compounded here at 12 for players that cannot find the green off the tee. You got a steep face to the bunker that protects the front, and then anything that bounces over, you'll have a very fast and delicate pitch shot that's difficult to get close to the hole.
6th toughest hole on the course today, just 2 birdies, playing at a stroke average of 3.857. Aaron Rodgers and Herm Edwards, the only 2 with birdies here today.
You'll see Timberlake working on a nice hinge in his swing. And it's just got behind it and under it, and this is right.
It's going to be really difficult, Mark.
Yes, it is. That will be an adventure over there. See if you can somehow make.
Let's go over to 18. What's he doing, the Carlton? All right, back and now the second shot from Justin Timberlake from wide right of the green. We knew this one would be difficult, Mark. Watch how fast this is.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I had a feeling that he'd have a birdie here.
Well, he couldn't make a 3 from over there.
Are you kidding me with that shot?
That was a really good shot. Now, having said that, it was going very fast. It probably would have ended up down at the bottom of the green, but the fact is it ended up at the bottom of the hole.
Yeah, we said there were only 2 birdies previously. One of them was Aaron Rodgers, and he also was off the green. I tell you what, he's just probably saved himself a bunch of points. Justin Timberlake, after a night where he barely got any sleep, no problem.
Good lies over there.
No, you don't. Over to 13.
Second shot for Justin Timberlake.
You guys stop walking, please. Thank you.
Huge gallery here at the 13th, moving after Steph Curry hit his approach. He missed the green short and left. Ribeiro hit a nice approach from the first cut in the left side to just underneath the hole, and Timberlake's got a wonderful look from 111. Sounded clean, just right of the hole.
Oh, a little unlucky there. Nota hangs up in the second cut. So that'll be a quickie going to Diaz, especially when you compare him to Justin Timberlake playing alongside.
And Mark, this is the right play. He's got the putter out just like he did on 11 green. This is a pretty fast putt coming down from this section of just behind the hole. You just got to get it running out there smooth to control the speed, otherwise it could get away from him.
He's very much a visual player as I've watched him, and I was out on the course with him last year, a couple of rounds, Nota. And as we noticed, he saw the crowd moving before, but he's visual on all his shots. He's actually gone to aim point now with his putting. He takes it all very, very seriously. But this is a good, safe play. The one thing you wouldn't want to do is kind of fluff a chip and leave it up there and be in danger of making a double.
Yeah, and you saw that great chip that he had on the previous hole, knocked it in for a birdie, and he was walking by me on the way to the 13th tee. He just said, I just saw my spot, visualized it, and hit it to it, and it worked out just fine. So maybe he's going to use that same approach on this one.
I like the way he kind of rocks his shoulders on his stroke, and the important thing here, Nota, is don't hit it with a downstroke. If you drive the ball down in the grass with the putter here, it's going to pop right up and then carry over the thing and go way long. Keep the ball on top of the grass.
Go!
Doesn't need to go. That's not bad, though. Not bad. Pretty much what you would expect from there.
Right side, a little more than he would have liked for the NFL's MVP in 2000, back to 13.
Justin Timberlake for his par and another point.
Got to keep this inside the hole, straight up the hill.
All right, little bug on the ball. The only real issue here is he's putting it right through his shadow, which you just can't let distract you on a situation like this.
Timberlake very methodical as he approaches every shot. Really impressed with his pre-shot routine. Really sticks to it.
Getting out. Stay right there.
He just blocked that one from the get-go.
The ball's getting the wrath. That gum, that piece of gum he's got going is getting a workout, I'll tell you that.
A bogey for Justin Timberlake. Does not lose any ground.
This hole that if players do want to use it, they can fly it about 4 or 5 paces and spin it back, and it'll work toward the hole. Steph just missed that spot by about 4 yards right.
Corner of the white tent back there, the right-hand corner of the tent is his target. Pin is right in front of our tower there, but you have to come in from the left of it.
Caught a nice break off the tee. Kind of lost it right, but ran its way through the bunker and found the right section of this fairway. See if he can take advantage of it. And this is a little heavy.
That would have been a good time to step back and start your pre-shot routine over there. Nota, you didn't do that, and a poor result.
Yeah, probably should have backed out of that one.
Back to 14.
Now can Justin Timberlake save his par at 14?
And this is the kind of putt where you find out where your stroke's at, because it is definitely fast and not a whole lot of break to it. You got to hit it square.
He'll have work left for his bogey as we send it down to Steve Sands.
Back at 15 now.
Justin Timberlake set to play.
Found trouble to the left. Did a nice job to get it to this point, and has a chance. Has plenty of green to work with. Nice lie. Should be able to slide the club underneath the ball and land it just on the green.
Die. Okay. Stay there.
Just a little too much there.
Okay.
Timberlake will have a lengthy putt at 15. Again, ahead to 16.
If you're watching, that's exactly what happened to Steph Curry and Ribeiro there. If you don't finish your backswing, if you transition too quickly and start the downswing, the ball is going to go left every time, and that's what Steph did.
Yeah, Mark, and a lot of that just has to do with the extreme nerves that these guys are feeling. Very uncommon for them to deal with this type of adrenaline. Many players talking about it's just difficult to control it, and when you're nervous, your swing has a tendency to shorten up and you get out of sync and you hit bad shots.
There's the big tree that we always talk about directly in the player's line. Beautiful camera work from behind here.
Look at all these people. It does look a little bit like a tour event, don't you think?
It sure does, and all three of these personalities have been so engaging with the spectators and just creating a wonderful experience, but that ball is not going to be in a good spot. Went straight right.
And there's nothing but forest over there. There's actually a...
He will.
To 16.
Justin Timberlake for the bogey.
Oh, boy.
All right, so no harm done there. He told me a little bit earlier his plane got in at... Well, you don't, I guess you don't need any more clarification than that. But he said he got in around 3:30 to the house last night, asleep by 4, and then at 6 o'clock in the morning, his 15-month-old Silas woke him up. So he got 2 hours of sleep after last night. But this is absolutely what the crowds have been waiting for. And what you should know is that this area in back of 16 and in 17.
Appreciate the time, Steph.
Now I got a little change of roles here. So let's see Timberlake.
You're kidding me.
Except he banked that. I believe you're supposed to call that. You know, it's funny. We talk about how much Steph loves golf, you know, so much. And his father, Dell, had mentioned that he had a simulator in his garage. It's not actually a simulator. It's actually worse. He's got a net and he's got a TrackMan in his garage, which is a device that costs a couple $1,000s to evaluate all aspects of your swing.
Costs just a little more than a couple thousand in the $20,000 range.
I was trying to be conservative there, but
yeah, it's actually a really good device, though, Timmy, for middle handicap players to see what goes wrong or what goes right.
All right, so let's see what goes wrong or what goes right here. Oh, Curry's going to shoot. The assist. The shot from Curry. Maybe again. Yep. Timberlake, Curry, the three. Now Ribeiro wants a chance. I think he should do what he did yesterday. How about if he just dunks the ball?
Pretty good stroke that he's got, Justin Timberlake, with the basketball. Steph can't leave till he makes one, can he?
I would hope not. The crowd chanting MVP. Of course, Curry, the two-time MVP. This year, for the first time ever, consensus pick. Never happened before.
There we go. I said at the beginning of the show how Justin Timberlake and Steph Curry have really transitioned and become stars of this event. You wouldn't have seen anything like this even 2 years ago out here.
And now they're going to step up and hit a golf shot. Oh, yeah, a golf shot. All right, so a little bit about this hole as Alfonso Ribeiro gets set to go. 164 yards today. I guess 181, says the graphic.
Alfonso, effectively a one-handicap golfer. He can play some really good golf. That's a good one.
Yeah, it is. Ribeiro coming off the bogey, started the day with 17 points, now got 30. So he's made some progress.
Oh, here we
go. Oh, and Steph's going to do the Carlton too.
And let's go. Yeah, baby.
Of course, that's the dance that was made popular by Ribeiro when he played the character Carlton on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They tried to get him to do this the other day, Mark, on Friday, and he just, shook his head and he said, that's a weekend thing here.
Well, you take a look at Justin. I was asking somebody the other day what the difference between a rock star and a pop star is, and they said a pop star can dance, and he can dance.
And look at this, these guys. Both Timberlake and Ribeiro have mouth guards, and they're chewing on them, like Steph does.
All right, that's a good one, Steph.
That's really good. All right, a little self-deprecating humor from Curry, who you may recall got himself into a little bit of trouble in the NBA Finals when he threw his mouth guard at the end of that game against Cleveland. Well, at the very least, Mark, Timberlake should be good and loose.
Well, the caddy's going to be with that pitcher back there, I can tell you that. Three amazingly good shots.
I was going to say, after jump shots, dancing, and everything else, those are three excellent shots.
Well, I can tell you this. I've been sitting here watching this all day. I don't know if there are any of the groups yet where we've had three putting for birdie. If you want to talk about someone who can dance. They'll throw him any kind of a ball.
I'm not afraid to say that.
Let's go back to Steve.
All right, we're here with Justin Timberlake. He's trying to explain to me the trip here, back to Orlando for a concert, and then back here to play more golf. You might have as much energy as anybody I've ever met in sports or entertainment. How are you getting through
older,
today?
Man, I'm getting older. You know what? Look around. This is such a great event. No matter what was going on, I could not miss it. And it's great for the game of golf. Although none of these people really know what golf is like.
No, they do not. They don't know anything about it. What's it like playing with Steph?
Steph is a great guy. We met years ago, and he's just a class act, you know.
You're a huge sports fan, not just an entertainer.
Oh,
when you watch him, not here on the golf course.
Well, you know, I'm a minority owner.
No, I know you're a Grizzlies guy. You're a Memphis guy.
Yeah, you know.
So he's a hated enemy. But when you watch him play,
it says a lot about the guy that he broke our hearts 2 years ago with that 63-footer.
Right.
And I still like him.
What's it like when you watch another great performer like yourself do his craft?
I mean, he's just a natural talent, you know. I mean, he's showing the world that. But above all else, Dell's amazing, Steph's amazing. They're just a great family, like you can tell.
We appreciate your time as always. Thanks, bud.
Anytime.
Go get some rest, man.
3 hours of sleep.
Oh, my goodness. I think Steph is embracing the spirit of the 17th hole. Although I'm not so sure if Steve Kerr is watching, that he's loving, that's why. That's what you don't want to see. Throwing himself into the crowd there, into the mosh pit that is 17.
think there's a lot of reservations being booked for Lake Tahoe for a year from now, right now.
Oh, help me. I'll tell you what, the guy's got to have a great attitude because it's relentless. Look at those crowds.
There really is nothing like it in golf. It's just totally unique atmosphere. They can get so close to Steph Curry and Justin Timberlake. And
look at him. He's loving this.
Yeah, the interaction is incredible.
Let's see. I don't think he figured the break right. Well, they did pretty well after they had taken some time to have some fun with the crowd and then hit their tee shots. Let's see how they do with their putting. And meanwhile, while all this mayhem was going on
Lake Tahoe, you can speed up the leaderboard with the modified Stableford scoring system. And back to the party at 17.
You know what's interesting to me, Bob, Mark, is so we just had the shot on 16 where it was just dead quiet. Then we had the noisy speedboat, and the loudest of all of those shots is this one with the crowd here at 17. Look at the boats on the harbor, the people 5, 6, 7 deep chanting, and they all hit great shots.
It's great for the game, Jimmy. This is exactly what golf needs to attract new fans, younger fans.
For what it's worth, there have only been 3 birdies at 17 today. Michael Ruzioni had one early, hit a great shot to about 5 feet. We saw Robbie Gold before, and Aaron Rodgers. So at this point, it's playing to a stroke average of 3.83. Makes this the the 4th toughest hole on the course. So we're going to have 3 shots at birdie here.
I bet if you asked the spectators out there watching, not half of them could tell you what the par is on this hole, Jimmy.
I was going to say, I think a number of them might wonder what a birdie is.
Let's see if we can get at least one of these in.
A couple of records being set here, fellas. The most 2-piece bathing suits in a gallery. And the most dancing that I've ever seen on a putting green in my life.
Yeah, and a caddy with a straw and a pitcher. And isn't that Del Curry there as well?
Yeah, between Ribeiro and Timberlake and Curry, there's been a lot of dancing on this putting green. Let's see if they can make some magic here.
It's safe to say this group is not on the clock. Going a little bit right at the hole. You just can't see it from down there. That looked like it was in.
Pretty good putt. I think he thought he made that. Take a look. Playing it like a pro, though. All right, so 1 down, 2 to go.
Jimmy, you bring up a good point. These guys are good at what they do because they can rise to the occasion. More noise, more people, better performance, it seems.
And it's funny, just in case anybody's interested, this hole has been the demarcation point. Until this point, Steph Curry was wearing his hat in the conventional way. Now he's in the spirit of the hole. Red line, just a little bit too much voltage there.
Pretty impressive from those two. A couple of pars, though. And of course, Ribeiro is still to go.
This crowd could have contained itself if that went in.
Yeah, can you imagine?
It almost broke the hole, as they say out in the islands. Dead center. Could have gone in.
This here is very makeable. Slightly downhill, fraction of break to the right.
You just want one of them to make it to see what the crowd's going to do.
Gonna see another dance, I bet.
I guess we're going to We'll find out.
That's too good.
I was going to say that 3-second clip there will be on every highlight show in America tonight. And maybe Entertainment Tonight. Or I guess I should be saying Access Hollywood. All right, Timberlake now. No, there can't be left in anything in this.
Not a whole lot here, Jimmy.
Strokes they played the hole in. That is remarkable.
It's pretty good, huh? All right, time for everybody to catch their breath. What a scene 17 has been. You get to see some great basketball, some fantastic golf, couple of cocktails. Just another day. Oh yeah, a show to boot. Back in Tahoe right after this.
101 yards, to this 18th. Anything you can do to get it in the fairway really makes it almost a two-shot hole for these guys.
Yeah, Mark, and anytime Steph's pulled out the driver today, it really hasn't done him any favors. On the contrary, Timberlake's driven it pretty nicely today with the exception of 16. Trying to get it in that left half of the fairway, opens up the hole on the second shot.
Oh no! Hit the tree.
This is quick, and you heard it. Oh no!
Come down.
Tree could have saved him there, possibly. And we are hearing it is inbounds.
Back to 17.
That he plays his golf at a place with these type of greens.
That would be Bel Air Country Club in Los Angeles.
Yo.
Party Fish plays there also.
Stop! We coming at you.
Justin Timberlake trying to.
Brian!
So Nota would appear like he's going to have to hit kind of a sweeping hook here.
Yeah, not hardly any options. He has to keep it down low for about 60 yards. And he'll do really well to advance it and keep it in the fairway. He does have to sweep it a little bit, Mark.
But he's going to aim it right at those people on the upper part of the screen here on the right-hand side, see if he can hook it.
We don't need to go full here. We just need 160, 170. Yeah. This is a really good spot.
I hope he knows it's harder to hook it at altitude and gives it a little extra. Keep it away from the crowd.
Yeah, it's also harder to curve the ball coming out of the rough than it is the fairway.
Check my line. Love it.
It was low, but it didn't curve, but not terrible.
So that'll be over on the right-hand side. Could have a little issue with the tree.
18, and now Justin Timberlake sizing up his third shot here at the par 5.
He's just over 160 yards and got a marginal lie in the rough. Should be able to get the club under it.
151.
Take the
Yep. Yep. It'll jump. It's going to fly. And it'll release.
I would think this might be a little bit of a dangerous one for him. That is Lake Lambert over there on the left, short and left of that green. So he's got to be careful of that.
Yeah, if he plays away from the trees, he brings the water into play.
Bill Lambert, of course, the great center for the Detroit Pistons, had a chance to win this championship in the early years and deposited 4 in a row in that lake, and so they named it after him.
Yeah, if he wants to take the water out of play, he's got to get some lift on this to get it over the trees that are about 60 yards short and right of the green.
result, not all that bad. Could have been a lot worse had it kicked over to the beach. This Saturday here at Lake Tahoe, Justin Timberlake signing autographs, putting on quite a show with Alfonso Ribeiro and Steph Curry at 17 earlier, now playing the par 5 18th. Timberlake just short of the green in 3. Meanwhile, Jack Wagner coming off his...
To make these bogeys in a situation like this, if you somehow can. I would think maybe Timberlake is away.
I think Steph's going to play, Mark.
Yep.
And these are tough shots for these amateurs. It's not something they practice quite a bit.
Played that one nicely, Nota, really nicely.
That was excellent.
Steph will have that for his bogey. Remember, bogey means no points lost. Now Timberlake's 4th shot here at 18.
He's got plenty of green to work with. Just has to pitch this about 5 or 6 feet on and let it release back to the hole.
Justin with 14 points today after...
Take your time.
totaling 6 points yesterday.
We all are.
He has, he's shown us a variety of shots, Nota, around the green. He's gone high, low, bumping runs. He has really been good with these chip and pitch shots.
He seems to be real comfortable with his distance control around the greens, which is a good thing to have.
Thought that was going to turn a little bit left. It didn't really, but he'll have a chance.
His par. What a scene here at 18 in Edgewood Tahoe on a record-setting day. With the crowds that they've had here today, it has been spectacular. And that is amazing.
Yeah, it really is. They have gotten their entertainment value out of this one, too, and seen some really good golf.
From above, you see a lot of fans are making their way toward the clubhouse, hoping to get one more glimpse of the players as they walk in after they sign their cards.
I am just continually impressed with how much time these celebrities take with the fans, and the putting green is right back there behind this 18th green on the entrance to the clubhouse, and fans will wait all day long for their autographs, and they get obliged.
You're exactly right, Mark. Fans were throwing footballs, basketballs, frisbees, and these guys are picking them up and signing them and actually trying to find out who they belong to. It's a kind gesture on their behalf because they're out here trying to compete and they want to shoot a good score, but they don't forget that these fans support them to the end.
The scene at 17 was amazing because of the atmosphere and the participation that they all had, and then they hit 3 quality golf shots and they made 2 easy pars, and Ribeiro made the birdie for a total of 8.
Yeah, I'm not sure which was more impressive, the amount of time they took to entertain the fans or then the quality of the shots after.
Timberlake not able to save his par. Still has a good 3.5 feet left for his bogey.
Yeah, you see the greens have still maintained their speeds, and that's one thing that many of the players have remarked about. It's just it's tough to get used to. I mean, they're not this fast every week at their local clubs that they play on every day.
Timberlake with the bogey. So no points gained. We're out of our allotted time here at Lake Tahoe. Be sure to join us tomorrow on NBC at 3 p.m. Eastern for live final round coverage of the American Century Championship. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it's your local news. Tonight at 8/7 Central, it's the NBC Movie of the Week, The Bourne Identity. So for Mark Rolfing, Nota Begay, Charlie Reimer, Jimmy Roberts, Steve Sands, and the entire crew, Bob Papa saying so long from beautiful Lake Tahoe on a day of dancing and a lot of fun. It's the 27th edition of the American Century Championship. As Justin Timberlake, who once again wowed the crowds on Saturday and has played some very good golf. But today, a champion will be crowned at the 27th edition of the American Century Championship. A moment ago at the 11th, Justin Timberlake on the tee.
Justin with a driver here, watered down the entire left-hand side. He's tried to hit a little low draw. Oh, and this one is hit hard. It is a good one. Look at that thing scamper up onto the green.
So Justin Timberlake reaching the par 4 11th with his tee shot. In a hurry as we take you out to the 11th, Justin Timberlake for his eagle. Eagles are worth 6 points. And that's just a moment ago for Timberlake.
This one is very fast. There's a ridge right in the center of the green, right about there. And the ball just creeps over. That is beautifully judged. Wonderful touch by Justin Timberlake.
Now live for his birdie, Charlie Reimer with this group.
Well, guys, I had a chance to walk up all the way to this green with Justin Timberlake after hitting that big drive, and he was grinning ear to ear. He got that tee shot really solid, and the putt might have impressed me more than the drive because it was one that had a lot of break and a lot of speed.
Justin Timberlake adds a birdie to his tally. What a week it's been for Justin. Thursday and Friday he traveled 6,500 miles.
And he should be able to get a putter on this. The ball's sitting up on top and still really tough, but it's a lot easier, although it was just a few feet away from Steph's ball. This is a lot easier opportunity for Justin.
We talked about what he did here yesterday. Mark, you and I were discussing about he'd have to hit the hole to have any chance, which is exactly what he did.
Yeah, he played from just on the other side where the people are on your screen right now. This is a shot, though, Charlie, I believe you would see a number of the top players in the world actually hit a hybrid from there, or maybe even a 3-wood, keep the ball on top of the grass.
Yeah, sort of putt it with some loft using one of those clubs. But he's got the right club here, Mark. I think he can handle this.
And we talked about what he did yesterday. It was a little bit more closer to the crowd, and you talked about it, Mark. He had a fast one.
Yeah, this was nearly an impossible shot to get close, Jimmy. This thing is just racing down the hill. It would have gone to the front edge of the green. Instead, it went to the bottom of the hole.
Heck of a shot. And the entertainer, as always, taking a bow. Over to 10.
Mark Mulder.
And back at number 12, Steph Curry's already missed his par putt. Timberlake now for his par. Wow.
Moment ago, the second shot of Justin Timberlake at the par 4 13th.
He had hit a beauty off the tee and had it right down at the bottom of the hill. Very much an uphill second here at 13. And that's well judged behind the hole. That is going to be a very fast putt, though.
It's Justin Timberlake now with a speedy birdie putt at 13.
Well, really difficult to play offense from up above the hole here, but he would have seen Alfonso's as it went by the hole, Mark. I think that'll help him out, but this is one of those kind of putts you just have to sort of feel it and then feed it down there. You just can't be aggressive with it in any way at all.
Don't you, Charlie, like to kind of find a spot out there and turn it into a straight putt and pretend the hole's about 10 feet in front of you left of the hole?
Yep, and that's just going to let it trickle in. You got to make sure that you're not putting to the front edge of the hole. You got to be putting to the top of the hole, which in this case is the left side.
There's
you got
the
on a
apex
good
of the
line.
putt. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Boy, that's a nice effort right there.
Timberlake will make his
Back at 16. Justin Timberlake now. His third shot.
this way.
Okay, so
the left edge of the
corner of the tower. Yeah.
So he's going to aim it at our TV tower, the 16th green, by far the deepest of any of these greens.
And that bunker you see in front, Mark, 45 yards between that bunker and the green.
It's an optical illusion, Jimmy. It looks like it's almost a greenside bunker.
That should be pretty good, too.
Yep, very good.
That is a good one. See, very narrow. It's a deep green, but only 18 paces across right there in the middle.
That's a little low stand.
Narrowest point there for
Gotcha.
Timberlake. Seems to be satisfied with that. Wind directly into them on the second shots. Actually, on all the shots here. Justin Timberlake now the birdie after that nice shot we saw just a moment ago. JT with 11 points on the day. 2 consecutive bogeys for him. Just one birdie, the one back on 11. So that races by on the low side. Back over to the other side to 11. Excuse me, to 7.
It should be pretty good for Gus Bradley this season. And I admire the patience of ownership to not make any rash moves despite the record last year. It's a 16.
Timberlake now for par.
Putting right through his shadow. Never easy. It just is a distraction. It always has been, no matter what level you play in. Obviously, the top players, it doesn't bother them as much, but the nerves there for Mulder.
Back to 17. Now Timberlake going to try his hand at this. See what he's got. I think that's goaltending. I don't think it was going in anyway.
You know, Jimmy, it strikes me more and more. The NBA, we've seen music become such a big part of an NBA night. I think you're going to see more and more music involved in golf, particularly as the game tries to attract younger people going forward.
Well, I tell you what, this is certainly a different type of golf here, but there are a lot of people who seem very, very happy and engaged. This is like an arcade game here.
I mean, Justin's got to make one. They're playing his song.
But once again, if you do that, you got to call it.
That's it.
What is going on right now?
I think people want to see Steph shoot. There we go. All right, so the two of them made it, and they both made it as bank shots.
Steph Curry with the assist. Hey, Harry, you want to shoot one? Steph, over there.
Reminds me of that shot that Steph always takes when he's warming up from just about near the locker room.
He doesn't have an uneven line on a basketball court, though. This is a little bit of a downhill shot, and there is a wind factor out there.
Yeah, and like
They're certainly putting on a show for however many of the people who are assembled there today.
You know, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of a dynamic this little play has as he nearly makes that one on the final groups back there.
Well, you remember when this happened yesterday, Mark, and we were wondering the same thing, then all three of them hit the green.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of Mulder behind and that group. We're going to now probably have to wait a little bit on these final holes.
Go ahead when you're ready.
He's telling Ribeiro to go ahead when he's ready. And speaking of Mulder, he's going to have to deal with that ridge in between the ball and the flagstick. You know what's coming here, right? Is he going to wait? No, I guess he's not. It's a group Carlton. I wonder if next year in the NBA we're going to see Steph Curry doing this in warm-ups. Doubtful.
What's amazing to me, Jimmy, is with all this commotion we saw yesterday, all three of them hit the green yesterday after shooting baskets and dancing around for 10 minutes. See if they can do it again today, but Ribeiro starts it off nicely.
Steph, who is a 1.7 index at the Cal Club, tells us his low round was 66 at Wailea Mark.
Yeah, he's found out it's a little different when the cameras go on and the ropes go up at Lake Tahoe. Oh, dropped the club. Maybe he had made it for $1 million.
Would have been like one of those three-quarter court shots that we've seen from him. And now Timberlake, who is, we've detailed for you already, has had quite a week. Here, down to San Diego, back, down to Orlando, back. Not an awful lot of sleep. Says he doesn't sleep too terribly well on planes, no matter what kind of plane it is.
And if you don't think entertainers have to perform under pressure, you're incorrect, because they do. And it's not just the athletes that are under pressure when they're performing. They're used to it.
Staring it down.
Tell me they did it again.
How about that, huh?
6 shots in 2 days and nobody's missed a green.
Greens in regulation, perfect. Now what do they got in store? Very nice.
Oh, that had to, Steph Curry had to have rehearsed that, didn't he?
They did that step yesterday.
That was good.
Without the golf club, though. You know, we talked about it before. Alfonso Ribeiro is an incredibly talented dancer. Whenever he's here for this tournament, he's always performing in the hotel. As you said, as Bob mentioned, a remarkable Michael Jackson routine he does. He's really talented.
Yeah, with Artie the party in the hotel last night, he was really good.
He's certainly having a good time. It's hard to take your eyes off him because you just don't know what they're going to do.
That would be a remarkably talented dancer, too, Justin Timberlake.
That could have been dangerous. Oh, and in white pants with no grass stains. Let's take a look at this again. Steph. Impressive. Impressive, I think.
Steve Kerr is watching somewhere going, oh no!
Right?
Split the safeties.
This guy can't stop dancing. He was on Broadway. He played the tap dance kid. He's just done an awful lot of things in the world of entertainment. Of course, most people know him from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air playing Carlton, which has had a resurgence on cable. Meanwhile, back at 15.
3 points there and then a couple eagle holes.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday, these people came out to see a golf tournament. They got a Broadway show. Now, what happened yesterday? Only one. Ribeiro made the birdie, right?
Right. And remember, Justin and Steph nearly made their birdies.
Right. I'll tell you what, they're good and loose right now. It certainly says something about playing golf in a relaxed manner. The crowds, as we mentioned, just a little bit smaller than yesterday, but just one of the truly unique venues in all of sports. I mean,
I think it says a lot about the game, too, Jimmy. You can enjoy golf in so many different ways. We had Charles Barkley up here with us yesterday, who's going to shoot 140 out there today, and he still says he has fun every time he tees off.
Loves coming here. Says he'll keep on coming back as long as they'll have him.
I don't know about coming back as a lefty next year, though, but we'll see about that with Charles.
Going to have his hip replaced. We go, meanwhile, over to the
angle of the club coming into the ball. TrackMan will show you that.
Well, we said he's a very, very serious golfer, has been for a long, long time. Played #1 on his high school team. Of course, his dad, Dell, didn't start playing till late in his career, but he became passionate about it and passed along that passion to his son. Now Timberlake for birdie, and he won't have to wrestle with that brow that both Ribeiro and Curry came over that bent the ball down to the right.
Stick with the ball!
Feeling we're going to see some steps here.
Remarkable.
So for the second consecutive day, all 3 of them hit the green. But there you go.
But they played the hole in 8 strokes yesterday. They could play it in 7 today. Actually, Ribeiro with a par putt still, so he has to make it to keep that intact, but it really is very good golf considering all the commotion.
Money!
So 2 in, 1 more left.
I'll bet Justin Timberlake never ever thought he would dance like that. It's all because of golf.
Well, let me tell you what, that man can dance. If you've ever seen one of his shows, he's an extraordinarily talented musician and dancer and actor. Pretty darn good golfer, too.
Oh, peer pressure, he pushed it.
So the 3 players played in 9 strokes, 1 birdie, 1 bogey, 1 par. And a whole lot of fun, not only for the 3 of them, but for everybody who's gathered around and watching.
So as they head to 18, Mark Mulder's total now at 73. Justin Timberlake playing his second shot at 18.
Get down. Take it.
Get down!
Oh, if you hit it into the bank, it'll get down, Justin.
We have a longer putt.
So Justin Timberlake gets home at 2 at 8. I like the honesty there.
Yeah, but I don't like him having to go to the tee and hitting a shot after just saying that. He's got to wait besides.
Justin Timberlake, lengthy putt at 18.
Yeah, he's got to deal with that corner of the green that's halfway between the hole and him. There's a little slope there. He will just try and skirt that apron. Oh, he barely did it. Didn't quite hit it hard enough, though, but that's not too bad. If that were a PGA Tour player down there, you probably would have seen him pitch the ball with a wedge up.
Our events only made 2 cuts, but a 4th and a 7th on the California Golden Coast Tour, I think it's called. Back to 18.
Justin Timberlake for his part, not a bad point total. He's at 34 points, considering that he played really early on Friday before flying to Orlando. Didn't have, a great round, but with all the entertaining he's doing, he's played some pretty good golf.
Yeah, it's been very impressive. Good looking putting stroke he's got. That was pure there.
So he made the birdie at 17, and then the nice par putt at 18. We go to 16.
Playing alongside Steph and JT. That must even at his level, be a thrill for him.
Steph Curry scratches out a bogey after hitting his tee shot out of bounds. And what a fun Saturday and Sunday with this group of Justin Timberlake, Steph Curry, and Alfonso Ribeiro. Certainly have given the fans here at the American Century Championship quite a thrill as we take you back to 17 as we try to decide a champion here today.